Hello, it's Coach Athena, and I'm here back today with your angel number reading. Angel number 522. Also, 5 and 2 is 7, 2 is 5, 2, 25. 7, 7. Two important angel numbers. So we're going to see what God has for you today. First, just want to welcome you back to the channel. Thank you for your likes, shares, and subscribes. And let's get into it. We're going to start with the oracle deck with our ancestors, Orishas. But first, let's tap into what the angel number 522 means. Angel number 522 inspires changes in your life that will bring about a more spiritual perspective and approach. So you need to stay balanced and focused during these times of transition. Stay balanced and focused during these times of transition. Angel number 77. You are now listening to divine guidance. And you're putting that wisdom into your daily life. That's what you need to stay focused on. Is that divine guidance that you have been putting into your daily life. That's what you need to stay focused on. So let's get into the cards and let's see what else God has for you today. Let's see how you're going to do that. How you're going to be able to transition and stay focused. Because let me tell you, some distractions will be coming your way. So you have to stay focused. You have to stay focused. You have to stay. Where is it? Okay, stop. Lord told me to stop. I said stop. Okay, let's see what we got. We're going to do a past, present, future reading for this 522 energy. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 cards: your past, your present, and your future. So you can see, we have to know what kinds of things may show up as your distractions. And distractions come from your past. So I'm going to do the oracle card. We're going to do 3 cards. We're going to do an oracle card. We're going to do one of the healing tarot cards, and then a healing card. And then if anything else God has for you, I might pull a goddess Orisha for you. But let's see what God says. So let's see what's in your energy, your past, the present, and your future. So your past oracle card is the 10 of air. The 10 of air. The 10 of air. You know what I see in this card already? This is your past. Look at this. There are 10 parrots lying dead on the beach. 10. And in this deck, air is that element of learning, because the air represents breath, which is the origin of all things. Okay, so in that energy, what I'm saying, your past is dead. And it's not a lot that you need to go back to. That's what I'm getting. Your past is dead. Air is the emotions, the breath of life. So how can you get tripped up and distracted in this energy? Past emotions, or emotions over the past. Maybe there's some things you haven't fully gotten over. And those emotions can be a foothold into distractions. Past emotions, or emotions over your past, can become distractions for your present and where God is taking you. So this is what you need to be aware of. The meaning of this card: economic and material ruin, sad feelings, bad health. The prediction of this card is not at all favorable. So I told you that. I was like, no, this is not favorable to sit in this energy in your past. That's not favorable energy. That will definitely trip you up. That will blindside you. And all this work that you've been doing would just be like for nothing, because you're deciding to sit there in that energy. It speaks of ill omens and misfortunes of all kinds. Don't go backwards. Your past does not have anything favorable there for you. Your past does not have anything favorable there for you. Get a check on those emotions. If you're dealing with some things from your past, this is the time for you to tap in. You already are in the process with God. You're already in that divine energy. So now it's the time for you to tap in and say, Lord, help me heal from these past pains, because they're blinding me from my future. Okay, and your healing herb card you got is the strength card, number 8. Garlic. Purple. Look at that purple and that majestic. That's your crown chakra. That's the top. That's that where your spiritual connections originate with God. That crown chakra. So do some work on bringing balance to your crown chakra, so that you can not allow these past issues to come in and blind you from what God is trying to get you into. You already got your foot in the door. I mean, you're already there. Don't go back. Don't keep dwelling in what was. What was is what was, and it's done and it's over with. Look to what can be. Ooh, I love that one. Look towards what can be. Look towards what can be, not what was. So this is the strength card, number 8, major arcana. Lead with a bold, kind heart. Garlic is bold. You know that garlic has a very bold flavor and smell. If you eat garlic, somebody's going to know it, because they can smell it in your breath. So it's bold. You have to lead with a bold, kind heart in order to get out of this death energy, the death of the past. Courage dwells in the soft spirit. A lot of times when you have this type of energy for your past, that means you have a lot of heartache, probably some anger, some resentment, and it's going to force you to be in dark energy because you're sitting in your emotions. But God says your power comes from when you are meek, because He gives you strength. And then you have more power because you have His strength guiding you, instead of you trying to be in your own strength. So a soft spirit is going to bring about courage. A soft spirit that's humbled in the ways of God. You want to meet adversity with inner fire. That means it comes from the spirit. That means you got to sit in, like I said, that 7-7 energy was that you're listening to divine guidance, and you are putting that wisdom to work in your daily life. That is your inner fire. That's how you're going to meet the adversity of your past. That's how you're going to deal with those distractions that are coming. Your past is coming, but Now it's time for you to prepare yourself spiritually so when it comes, 11:13 on the timer, when it comes, you're ready and you're not going to be pulled back. Garlic strengthens the heart and increases stamina. You have the power to persevere, and you have to know that, you have to believe that, and you have to stand in it. You have the power to persevere. You have the power to persevere. So I want you to cultivate reliable habits and enhance vitality. Cultivate reliable spiritual habits, because the spiritual discipline is what's going to keep you out of this 10 of air energy when it comes and resurfaces. Okay. Step into your power, but remember that a compassionate approach is powerful, not a harsh approach, not an angry approach, not a fearful approach. A compassionate approach from the soft spirit is what's going to be in your powerful for you. If you want to put garlic into your daily regimen and get it into your body, which is going to also help to boost the spirit, you can add honey garlic to medicine. It makes it. You can also do honey. No. You can also do a garlic tea. So adding honey to garlic kind of will reduce that flavor of it sometimes, and put it in your tea if you can stomach that. And then make a garlic tea. You can also cook meals that are rich with garlic to strengthen your body and prepare for difficult times ahead. Get some garlic supplements. That's what's going to guard you and prepare you for your past resurfacing, that 10 of air, that dead energy, okay? So that you can finally move past it. That's the goal. Okay. What does your present say? You have the enslaved prisoner, which is in the reverse. And the enslaved prisoner is bound. He's bound by everything and everybody. He can't move. He can't do anything. He can't manifest. He's chained to the ground, chained to the pole, chained to himself. Ooh. What you got to get out of you? What do you have to get out of you? Chained to yourself. It's okay if you chain to yourself in a good way. You know, chained to self-love, chained to that new path of being balanced and focused. But if you're chained to the past, you're going to sink. You're going to sink fast. You know, the important thing they point out in here is that in this picture, his eyes are closed. He's chained and bound, but his eyes are closed. That's revealing an inner effort to survive in his mental communication with the God Oleron, because he's asking for help and salvation. So his eyes are closed, which brings him inner, because when your eyes are closed, you can't see what's around you. He can't see that he's bound. So he can't see that he's bound. So then he can tap in spiritually, like, Lord, I'm free. Free me. Free me. I'm free in my soul and my spirit, but free me physically. Woo. This card represents any person who has been persecuted because of his or her ideas or thinking. A prisoner of ignorant persons who, many times, in the name of high ideals, single out, accuse, and finally execute innocent people whose sole crime is the preservation of opposing ideas and thoughts, because you're standing for something. You're standing for God. You're standing for what he said you're supposed to have. And those are the very ones who get persecuted. But this is in your present. So this is what's going on in your present. You may feel like you're bound, but you're not. You may feel bound, but you're not. You're free. You're free in your spirit. And your spirit is what's going to help you to get released physically. So where are you right now in this energy? The greatest pain has ceased. Yes, you made it through it. Because now you're in this energy of divine guidance. So the pain, that greatest pain that you have had to endure, this death energy from your past has ceased. And you need to be aware that it has ceased. Because if you're not aware that it has ceased, you can slip right back into that past. And that's what's going to stop you from moving forward. The greatest pain has ceased, but the effects of incomprehension still affect you. Now, what does that mean? That means you don't understand the why. You don't understand the why you went through that greatest pain and how it's benefiting you today that you got through it. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. See, you had to go through that shadowy place because it got you here on the other side. But you have to understand why you went through there. What did you learn in there? That incomprehension will still affect you because you don't know the why. So break the chains, whether physical, moral, spiritual, or mental. And a lot of this may be mental for you. Because spiritually, you're already tapped in and you're already moving forward into what God wants you to do. Because he's already said that greatest pain has ceased. He's taken that pain. You can do it. You can do it. Avail yourself of the truths that your enemies and torturers have granted you. Ease your tension and forgive the sublimation of love. You must face reality. You have to face reality. It is what it is. It happened. Whatever that is. And this is not specific to anything. You only take what resonates with you, whether it was a relationship, a job, a business, family, whatever it is, you have to face the reality of it. Facing the reality of it, understanding the why, then learning from the why. How did it make you grow? It's what's going to keep you moving forward in your present so that you can get to what the future is. So don't sit and you can't, the pain is gone. So when this past resurrects, because it's coming, when it resurrects, maintain the soft spirit, open mind, that you have to face reality. It's not about, the fantasy of things, you know how we do sometimes with the rose-colored glasses. No, it's about the reality of things. So be prepared, and you have to forgive. Serenity is born from the nourishment of the soul. Experience the joy and stability of your dreams coming to life. That's the energy you're sitting in. You have to experience the joy. And the only way you can experience the joy is to not let this past emotional energy rule you. Because God has said that pain is gone. The greatest pain is gone. He's taken it. When you feel refreshed and happy, freely share your good fortune with others. When you feel refreshed and happy, freely share your good fortune with others. Radiate peace and abundance. Yes. Radiate peace and abundance. The road to well-being can be filled with harmony. It can be this good, and you have to believe that. You have come through the worst of that emotional pain, and you have to believe that only good times are ahead. So if you want to incorporate red clover into your diet, into your spiritual diet to help you maintain, you can make a tea from red clover, and it is good for healing. Another way you can incorporate the red clover is enjoy daily red clover infusion to find contentment and give the used herbs back to earth. Gratitude. Gratitude, freedom in your spirit. You are no longer bound. God has released whatever was binding you. Do not go back to the past emotions. Do not sit there. What is your future? My goddess mother, Oshun. Oshun. Goddess Oshun. Look at that. You know what? I look at the hearts because she is all about love. She has a heart necklace on. I love hearts. I don't have one anything heart today. Usually I have my heart earrings, but yeah, everything hearts. And yellow is her color. She has fish ready to eat. She is adorned with her jewelry. She has on her crown. Oshun. Mother of passion. It's another thing that she's known for. This is your future. See what God says for your future. Here she is, Oshun. I'm going to read a little bit for you about Oshun. Oshun is an extremely beautiful woman, adorned with gold jewels, the metal of her bracelet, necklace, and crown. So, what did I tell you about that crown chakra? Remember? That about the energy in the red clover with the purple, your crown chakra. So she has her crown, where she's covered her crown. She has the necklace, which is covering the heart chakra down here, and her bracelets, okay, which is for the physical. Mind, spirit, body. Okay. Holistic. She sweetly dominates with her presence in one of her environments, the foot of a waterfall. That water energy, nourishing, spiritual energy. Oshun is the energy prevailing in rivers, waterfalls, streams, and any course of fresh water. Life is going to flow for you. This is your future energy. Life is going to flow for you like the rivers, like the oceans flow, like the water just flows naturally where it needs to go. She is the sweetest female Orisha, and she may represent the most intimate feminine thinking of the human psyche. However, she is also very emotional, and her sons are highly emotional, weeping people. So now, what's interesting about this energy? If she's emotional, right, she's also soft, Remember I talked about that soft spirit that you need to operate in. You got to sit in a soft spirit. Not harshness. She is not going to sit up here and curse you out. No, she's not. If you do something, she's going to respond in love. Having this Oshun energy in your future, you're going to have your life and things in your life are going to flow like water. But understand that you're not going to get to this flow if you sit in that past dead energy. This is what you will be cutting off if you go back to those past emotions and sit in it. You're going to be cutting off this river flow of abundance, of joy, of love, of peace, of harmony. Love, sweetness, and femininity. Hidden knowledge, research, and planning. Gifts as a medium, spiritual, it's all in that spiritual energy. Hypersensitivity. That's if you have an empath spirit where you feel the emotions of others. Psychism or mentalism. This card can represent someone interested in medicine, either heterodox or orthodox, perhaps in social subjects, but generally related to the scientific field. A woman, a wife, or girlfriend who will know how to express an opinion without arrogance or aggressiveness. That's the key right there. That soft spirit. In order for you to get to this flow with milk and honey, that's in the Bible, then you have to be able to express your opinions without arrogance or aggressiveness. You have to be in that soft spirit, that feminine energy. And we all have feminine energies. It's not just about women. This is about anybody who this resonates with. You do have feminine energy. You have to learn how to sit in that feminine energy sometimes and not be arrogant and not be aggressive. In a quiet manner. You're not raising your voice. You're going to talk loud. Subtleness and distinction. Being subtle. Being subtle means you're not being sarcastic. You're not being quick with the words, you know what I'm saying? That's not the energy you're going to be in. So in order for you to get to this flowing river of milk and honey, you have to have that soft spirit. And when that past shows up, because it's going to, how are you going to respond? You're going to be able to express your opinions, say what you need to say, without being arrogant or aggressive, in a quiet manner. Your healing, add a liter of fire. Look at that, she's whipping up something. Add a liter of fire. Cayenne pepper. Hot. Spicy. She has some oil. She has some garlic, onion. I don't know what those other herbs are in there. So the Adelitas are the knights in our traditional tarot. And they represent the fight we often encounter when first defending our path to the outside world. God, it's just amazing, isn't it? Because I just said, now how are you going to respond? You're defending your path that you're on. What is that path? That flow of milk and honey by the water, the nourishing energy. Yes. Dare to take a risk and be bold. There's that boldness again. We saw that boldness in this energy with the garlic. You're going to be bold enough to stand your ground. Why? Why are you standing your ground? Because back in the enslaved, you're no longer enslaved to that pain of the past. So you're going to stand your ground. You're going to stand your ground that I'm on the path that God has ordained for me right now, and nothing is going to get me off of it. I don't care how good you look. I don't care how good it sounds. I don't care how much money you paying me. Let's just say God has taken you out of that enslavement of being enslaved to a job. And here comes somebody offering you a job, making 3 times what you were making or what you're making now in your own business. So you're going to give in to that. You got to go back to this dead air and realize, well, what happened when you was working that last job? You see them parents dead? What would you be really giving up to go and take that money? So the outer leader of fire fiercely defends her passion and her rights. She fiercely defends her passion and her rights. You are on a track where you're doing things and you're accepting things and you're living your life in a way that you are following the passions, the purpose, the calling that God has already opened the path for you to go on. And you're going to defend that. You're going to stand on that. This is your future part of your reading. You're going to stand on it. Like the warm, stimulating medicine of cayenne pepper, she is bold and relentless in her advocacy. Bold and relentless. She vows to protect folk traditions. So the things that you've picked up, that you put in place that are keeping you grounded and balanced and focused, those traditions that you have picked up that are keeping you out of this dead energy, that have helped you to get unbound, that freed you. It freed you. Yeah, you're going to have to defend it. Because it's going to be people, things, places, energies that's not going to be happy about the fact that you have moved on, that you're flourishing, that you look good, that you don't need that job. So you're going to have to stay in your ground. She also knows that access to this ancient remedy may be the people's medicine available to all. She is inspired by countless teachers who have freely shared information with her as she has learned about herbal medicine. You've learned a lot. So in this future self, when you're in that milk and honey, from that river flowing of milk and honey, you've already learned a lot. You've learned a lot. You've learned how to protect yourself. You've learned how to heal yourself. You've learned how to water your spirit and those seeds that God planted in you so that you can bring forth a harvest. You've learned a lot. And she fights for the integrity of the community by passing on what has been given to her. You're giving back. You're giving something back. All of this that you've learned and you've come through is not just for you. It's for you to use it in a way to give back to someone else or to the community, to whomever God has placed in your heart and said, this is who I want you to share this with. Just like I'm doing now. I share my readings, I share my journey so that other people can benefit from what I've learned. And hopefully they can pick up some bits and pieces of what I've learned, and then that will plant a seed for them. Then they'll go through their process and they'll learn how to water that seed, and God will show them other things that will help them in their process. Because everybody's path is different. So everything that worked for me may not work for you. But you might pick up one little thing or one seed, and and that will get you on your journey. And then she inspires others to follow her lead. So that means if you're in this energy of Oshun and you are soft spirit, warm, loving, you're sitting in your feminine energy, I'm not ready to fight, I'm ready to love, be at peace, joy, harmony. Even if you come at me wrong, how am I going to respond? I'm not going to respond in arrogance or be aggressive. I'm going to be warm, I'm going to be sweet, and I'm going to defend my path, where I am, my decisions. Now, a way that you can incorporate the cayenne, make you some of fire cider. The fire cider that's what she's making. Fire cider. Remember I told you in the beginning, it's like, what are these herbs? Because she has oil, she has garlic, the cayenne, and the onion. So I'm going to read the ingredients for the fire cider. So if you want to do this and incorporate this for your physical to help boost this energy. The fire cider is garlic, onion, horseradish, that's what one of those green ones are, ginger, rosemary, thyme, cayenne, and vinegar. So that's vinegar, not oil. So to boost your boldness, make yourself a fire cider and begin each day with a shot of that fire cider. I'm going to do this. I'm going to try this. Garlic, onion. I'll put the ingredients in the description too. But garlic, onion, horseradish, ginger, rosemary, thyme, cayenne, and vinegar. And you got to crush up the cayenne if you're using the whole pepper like she's doing in the picture. But if you already have some ground cayenne, you can buy that at a market or a grocery store. You want to get something that's organic. So you could get it that way and then make your cider. Okay, so that's your past, your present, your future. The past will come back, but the past is dead. And going back to the past is not going to serve you. You have to stay balanced and focused on divine guidance so that you can get to this Oshun energy, the life of the river flowing of milk and honey. And your healing card for today, to wrap this reading up for you. Unconditional love. Unconditional love. It's a beautiful reading. My heart is free from resentment toward others. I couldn't make this up. I just pulled the cards. And it just flowed. This is all God. I open the eyes of my heart and discover the light and beauty in every being. I am aware that suffering can cause distress and hurt in people. I am aware that suffering can cause distress and hurt in people. I see the pure child in everyone and practice forgiveness. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. And this card is basically just telling you that everybody has moments where they are in pain, they're suffering, and they may do or say something to you that, breaks you down and you want to cut them. But you have to remember the unconditional love that God gives to you, to us. How many many times have we went against what God said, and he didn't cut us down. He understood that hurt people hurt people. Even if it's a job or something that, a lot of people are going through this thing right now where they're being laid off from their jobs, and that's going to make you that's traumatic, and it's going to make you not trust in those entities that did that. But even though it's entities and there's a person in there making these decisions, you still have to forgive, and you have to understand that while you may understand why they made these decisions to cut your position, that on some level there was a purpose, and you have to forgive. You got to learn what you need to learn from those moments. In the situations where you're being laid off, because I've been there. I did 15 years of government contracting, and when I got laid off and wasn't prepared for the layoff, it taught me something. So you got to look at the reason for it. And it taught me, for me, not to be dependent on the job, to always have more than one stream of income going, because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen. So you have to be prepared for that. Unconditional love. My heart is free from resentment for others, toward others. My heart is free of resentment toward others. So that's your 522 reading today. Your past, present, and future. You can't dwell in that pain of the past because God has freed you from it. It's gone. And if you allow yourself to slip back there into that negative, dark pain, you will forfeit your path into your future of the flowing river of milk and honey, the abundance that God has for you. You're here. Don't go back. Don't go back. That's your 522 reading for today. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Comment below. If you would like to book a personal reading, the link is in the description below. There are for spiritual clarity meetings. That's a personal reading. And you have two choices when you get onto the link to book. Go to TheLifeCallingCoach.com. Add yourself to the mailing list on the website so that you can get notified of the new things coming forward. And I encourage you today to live on purpose and not by accident. This is the Life Calling Coach, Coach Athena, and thank you for joining me.